capital up here. Temperature in the high 20s, humidity around 74%, grueling conditions for the players. We will take in cooling breaks. And Samoa get us underway. FIFA World Cup 26 Oceania qualifiers. These pictures to you, coming to you live from the FFS football stadium in Apia. We must find a winner at the end of the afternoon, and the winner will take on Tonga, who scored a sensational 3-1 win over the Cook Islands earlier today. It's Samoa, who look to press an advantage inside the first minute. Plenty of feeling between these two sides. It's only a short flight from Pango Pango in American Samoa to Apia. This has been a happy hunting ground for American Samoa in the past. They've prepared for these Oceania qualifiers with a short tour to Hawaii. For Samoa, their most recent international activity was during the OFC Men's Nations Cup. 3 matches played in Fiji. They were defeated by Tahiti 2-0, Fiji 9-1, and Papua New Guinea 2-1. After qualifying out of the 3-team group stage held in Tonga, it was a 4-1 win over the hosts and a 1-0 win over the Cook Islands, enough to secure passage to the OFC Men's Nations Cup. And standing in front of them this afternoon is American Samoa. And just getting a bit of pressure on Setefano was Frankie Bouchon. Early foul conceded on Michael Settle. Now there is a big American Samoan contingent just in front of our broadcast position here. They were in attendance yesterday during the stadium familiarization. There is their coach, Shani Simpson, stepping in after Thomas Rongan was unavailable. And here's a big chance off the crossbar. Well, they've done everything but put it across the line. So, American Samoa with the first real opportunity, and a heavy clash right in the center of the pitch. Both players are going to need treatment here. That'll give us an opportunity to take a look at that goalmouth action. So American Samoa with the first real opportunity. It was a long ball lofted in. Didn't get a contact on the header, did he? And eventually Setefano cleared. It was Pitupoli with that back post header into the ground. No real power on it, but such was the angle of the header that it bounced up and over against the crossbar, and it was only the captain, Setefano's intervention, which cleared the lines, but American Samoa with the first real chance. Salapu gets his first. His throw gives possession back to Samoa through Dante Mariner, who has a very famous relative in potentially Samoa's most famous footballing export, Tim Cahill. More on that a little bit later as we see another opportunity for American Samoa. And they earn themselves a corner inside the first 10 minutes. So a quick counter-attack. And referee Norbert Hawata just wants to have a word here to Michael Settle. Corner will be taken by Zachary Manau. In swinging corner, punched clear. Needed to be aware, and there's a chance, half chance to Justin Manau, captain of American Samoa. So two Manaus, Zach and Justin. Norbert Hawata just wants to have a look at the goal. Still shaking from that earlier effort by American Samoa. As Taupau gets us underway. In goal, here's the nod to start for Jess Ibrom's side. It's an energetic start, isn't it, to both teams. We saw earlier in the afternoon the match between Cook Islands and Tonga. Both teams really struggling in the latter stages. It's very hot and humid conditions here in Apia. Energy sapping. And when you throw in the high stakes nature of this match as well, it's a recipe for accumulated fatigue, which impacts on decision making. Samoa looking to work their first opportunity. Cleared by American Samoa. Looking to try and catch the hosts on the counter-attack, American Samoa. Hasn't had long to work with the side, has Jess Ibrom. And off they go, American Samoa having the better of the opening exchanges. And looking for the turn was Frankie Bisham. Stefano took exception to that. So a real heated beginning to this match. It's a rivalry. Two of the closest neighbours in the Oceania Football Confederation. Once again, set piece. It'll be Zach Manau, younger of the two. We've got both sides really lined up along the 18-yard box here as well. Gives you a great picture of the congested nature of attack and defence. Here's the delivery, it's another in-swinger, and they're lining up. No one able to get any sort of a contact, but the navy blue shirts in big numbers. Taupau. Just electing to take a little bit of time here, perhaps to take some of the sting out of the opening clashes between the two sides. Certainly his captain, Stefano, was fired up. This is Good from the goalkeeper. Just not able to get any contact there. They had the numbers, did American Samoa. Back live. And it's American Samoa who once again press and win the ball. We saw this tactic employed by Tonga in the first match as well, against their, shall we say, more favoured opponents on paper. Tonga entering this competition as the lowest ranked of the 4 teams here, occupying position 200 during the July FIFA rankings. Again, just a little exchange between the 2 players and the after effects of that challenge. Yet to settle into any real pattern this match, although American Samoa enjoying the bulk of the possession and territory. Look to play out and release the pressure, not only as far as Jessai Brom, who uses the opportunity to impart some wisdom to his team. If the return of the ball is anything to gauge, he may be a little frustrated with his team's start in the first 11 minutes. Stefano just looking to change the pace slightly. He was looking forward, not able to find any real targets. And again, American Samoa do a good job of winning the ball back, although as I say it, they've conceded possession again in a dangerous position. Headed clear, and it's the youngster, just 15 years of age, who won the header and looks as though he's taken a heavy tumble. And he's going to need some attention. Looks like a rib injury, but there'll be some concerns as well. A reminder, we've got the teams. And just see there, well, it does look like a rib injury. The concussion substitution is a new addition. Allows each team, once their player has received a medical assessment, to make a change based on concussion symptoms, and if a concussion substitution is made, it provides the opponents with an opportunity for an extra substitution as well, in the interest of fair play. So great to see player safety being looked after. Another feature of player safety that we'll see in action this afternoon is the introduction of a cooling break. And that is where temperatures are in advance of those which are deemed safe for players. It's a 1-minute break each half, and we will see cooling breaks in operation this afternoon. Well, isn't it great to see Niki Salapu back in action, 43 years of age. He was one of the pivotal figures in the campaign for the World Cup of 2014, which saw American Samoa defeat Tonga right here in Apia. Later became the subject of a very popular documentary, which was later turned into a motion picture. How dearly would American Samoan football fans want a repeat of that this afternoon? A lot on the line. It is a knockout match for all intents and purposes. There is the opportunity for the losing team to play an international friendly on Monday against the Cook Islands. That's so much at stake. And the additional pressure for Samoa of being the hosts as well, the weight of expectation. You can see Jessai Brom's hands in the air, expecting a foul to come. Play on, says Norbert Hawata, and eventually his side clears their lines, and we've got a foot race on here. And Samoa win the race, bearing down on goal, looking to loop it up and over the goalkeeper. Salapu stood firm, danger not averted, and eventually the ball makes its way off the byline, Jarvis Vai. Well, it was the pace initially of Nathan Viliamu. Salapu came out and closed the angle, and eventually the cover defense came. Just adding an extra element to this fixture, seeing Niki Salapu as a ball lofted in over the top. It's got a solid look to Samoa's back four. 3 of the 4 players playing their club football in New Zealand. Being the 2 fullbacks, Luke Tolo-Kent and Luke Salisbury, as well as Harry Choate, playing out of New Zealand's capital, Wellington. Calls for a handball. Referee Hawata is allowing this match to flow. Here's Alman Kwan, who's a dangerous player himself. Scored 2 goals in the 10-0 win Samoa enjoyed over their opponents today, back in December of last year at the Pacific Games. Also played for Vaivasitai earlier this year in the OFC Men's Champions League in Tahiti, Alman Kwan. Young player with a big future. In fact, a lot of the players you can see in action today all destined for big futures. Here's one that maybe this campaign could be the end of the line. American Samoa's most capped international. Playing around for another World Cup campaign. This is Salisbury. Possession gifted back to American Samoa, only as far as the technical area. So advancing the play ever so slightly, Samoa. Just half chances so far for both these sides. Choate overcooks. Thumbs up from his teammate. Samoa gets us restarted. Although Samoa looking to press and press high. Win the ball in the attacking third. And eventually they do so. Fussy. It's all a bit scrappy at the moment between these two sides. Mariner. And his attempt is blocked and a goal kick given. Well, the rain's starting to fall now. Means the crowd that is in attendance is retreated into the covered stand. As we approach 20 minutes of this match between American Samoa and Samoa. A couple of early opportunities for American Samoa. There's some real feeling between these two sides. There's Luke Salisbury on that occasion, just earning the attentions of Frankie Beesham. Big man, Frankie Beesham. Salapu thought about coming. In the end, decided against it. As the rain starts to really come in. Well, that will mean concentration becomes even more important. Samoa. Listed as starting as one of two central defenders. Looks as though he's taken more of a fullback role. Here's our first close-up look at the 15-year-old. Ferreira Sala. Skips clear of Choate. Play on once again. And Samoa looking to capitalise. It was a tough challenge, wasn't it, from Choate? And headed clear, but only as far as Fussy. Well, I wonder what impact this downpour will have on the match. It'll turn the surface very slippery on top. It's firm underfoot. Stefano just drops it into Viliamu. Eventually finds its way down to Choate, and Samoa restart. Longer ball this time. Little nudge in the back as well. On the far side again. They navigate the threat. It was Peter Lauvau. Longer ball, it'll skid on to the goalkeeper. Those sorts of deliveries will start to cause problems for the two sets of defenders as it skids in between that back line and goalkeeper. It can cause uncertainty between the two parties, allowing the attackers to creep in. Possession given away, sold short. Well, he almost stopped, didn't he, and waited for the referee's whistle. And it was from a similar situation that American Samoa had their best chance of the match so far. And a longer free kick, which was headed towards goal by Petu Poli. It was off the crossbar and eventually cleared by Stefano. At the other end, Viliamu saw his shot saved by Salapu. And the player who was fouled, Jarvis Vai, not able to follow up. Well, that's a view at ground level, and it gives you a better indication of just how heavy this rain is here. Spare a thought for our hard-working crew battling the elements. Bringing you these pictures live on FIFA Plus. Coming to you from the heart of the Pacific as a free kick is eventually cleared. And Salapu gifts possession back to Samoa, not for the first time. really have a target to aim for in the front third. And American Samoa drop into a block. And a heavy collision between Alman Kwan and Niki Salapu. Both players bounce back to their feet. And the veteran goalkeeper called into action. He may be called into action again, you know. But eventually the lines are cleared. Well, showing all of his experience there. The goalkeeper had to be aware, had to be sure. Came out, closed the angle, made the save. Alman Kwan is a very dangerous threat. He's lining up on the right side of a front four for Jess Ibrom's side. He's blessed with express pace. And if it turns into a foot race, I would back Alman Kwan 9 times out of 10. On the other side, Dilo Tumua is equally a very, very dangerous proposition for American Samoa to contend with. As it stands, as we near the half-hour mark, it's still 0-0 here. No real big moments to speak about so far as Salisbury gets forward and his cross into a dangerous area. Cut out by the young defender. Choate. Salisbury works the line. Headed clear. Well, there's no doubt that this rain has had an impact on the flow of the match so far. This is better from American Samoa, looking to force things. If they can keep possession, they will eventually wear their opponents down. Over the top. Just shielded out of play. And Taupau. So it's a real tactical arm wrestle of sorts at the moment between these two sides. No clear-cut opportunities. A couple of half chances. Cagey affair, so much at stake. The end of the line as the journey begins for one of these two sides. We've seen Tonga advance through with a 3-1 win over the Cook Islands as a headed attempt from Alman Kwan. Couldn't get any whip on it or connection. Header one. So difficult conditions for both teams here. Started off very hot and humid, and eventually the weather broke. The rain has come. I've got to be mindful. There's eyes all around FFS football stadium. And unfortunately for American Samoa, it looks as though we've got a player down with cramp, which after a third of the match is a little bit of a concern. Well, just an example of the brotherhood between the two sides. Really was adamant that he'd been fouled. Michael Settle. It's Petupoli who has come from the pitch, helped by Andrew Setefano, captain of Samoa. (50-50) goes the way of American Samoa. Setefano had eyes for the win on that header there. And just leapt over the back of his opponent. And it looks as though American Samoa are going to be forced into a change early here. Not what Shani Simpson would have had in his plan. Choate. They're looking to attack down the right-hand side. Had to be sure there. Right on the edge of the 18-yard box. If you get that challenge wrong, it's straight to the penalty spot. Gambled. And it paid off. And we are going to see a substitution here. You can see the paperwork being completed. Looks as though American Samoa are trying to slow the three-start down as quickly, well, as long as they could to allow that change to happen. They weren't able to get it done in time. But they will have a chance now.
Substitutions for American
and it's an
Samoa,
unfortunate end to the afternoon for
replaced by number 16.
Austin Kaliopa. So that would not be a suggestion, and we've got a yellow card, it seems. So Norbert Hawata has had enough. And we pick up a yellow card. Frankie Beesham, who has been testing the patience of Norbert Hawata, running a really fine line, and eventually, after 32 minutes, Hawata has had enough. So Beesham goes into the referee's notebook, first player today. And American Samoa have numbers forward here, looking to reverse the pass. Beesham not able to find a strike, much to the frustration of the large American Samoan contingent in front of me. And they go again. So in the closing 15 minutes of the first half, American Samoa with a second win. And we've got a yellow card here. So a yellow card to Dilo Tumua follows Frankie Beesham into the referee's notebook. Our first contact was with the ball, but the follow-through was enough to earn a reprimand from referee Hawata. Challenge on the captain. Nothing that a bit of the magic spray won't fix. We've got another player down and back player. Didn't catch what happened off site, but he needs treatment as well. Haven't been able to catch the number of the player prone either. But already they've been forced into an early substitution. Unfortunately, into a World Cup campaign for Pitupoli. He'll be hoping that he will get a second opportunity if American Samoa are to claim victory today. Looks as though it's a more serious injury than we initially thought, and the stretcher has been called for. Well, let's hope for his sake it's a speedy recovery, and this is an additional precaution rather than a serious issue. Well, you can never be too careful. Looks as though it's Beesham. And doesn't it speak to the spirit of the Pacific, and that two of his opponents are willing to help with the stretcher? Well, let's really hope that this is precautionary. Stefano leading by example. Well, he's a real ambassador for Samoan football, Andrew Stefano. He's been around for a long, long time. Goes by the nickname of Joker. Well, we'll keep an eye on that situation.
Substitution for American Samoa, number 21, Cody.
Well, we'll just hold while we wait for confirmation of that substitution. In the meantime, we will stick with the action here. And it is Samoa looking to defend a free kick. Lofted into the penalty area, but only as far as the goalkeeper. And he looks to set off a counter-attack. Possession. Kept and looking to play out from the back now. Oh, it's a good ball. And not able to catch up with it, but in the end, foul play. So it really is starting to get heated here. Very stop-start. It was a skiddy delivery.
Apologies, ladies and gentlemen.
And a good first touch.
Correction. Substitution for American Samoa. For number 11, Frankie Beauchamp, to be replaced by number 12, Kaliopa Sidingi.
So it is Frankie Beesham who has been replaced. And Kaliope Siligi is the player who has come on for American Samoa. So a double change in the first half is not something that any coach plans for. And as I say, a double change, it looks as though Jess Ibrom is going to make a double change of his own. He's got two substitutes ready to go in the technical area. One may be injury related. I wonder whether the second is a tactical change. Those two players have sat down again. And the stretcher going to be called on again here. Well, it gives us a chance to catch up with the changes that have been made. So Two changes for American Samoa. The first player substituted, Petu Poli. Injury, and he was replaced by Austin Kaliopa in jersey number 16. And just recently, Frankie Bisham succumbed to an injury, and coming on in his place was American Samoa number 12, Kaliopa Siligi. Well, the good news for Samoa is Viliamu is back up. He will need to go to the sideline before he can come back onto the field of play. I thought I saw out of the corner of my eye Jess Ibrom, Samoa's coach, readying two substitutions of his own. Well, cool heads need to prevail, and there's none more experienced than the man in shot here, Niki Salapu. So, a stop-start first half, really speaking to the intensity of this match and the magnitude of what's at stake. Neither team wanting to end their World Cup dream at the first hurdle. Shot goes wide. Well, he saw it all the way. Niki Salapu. And off go American Samoa again. Oh, it's a delightful pass, but not able to get a first touch. There you can see in the bottom of the picture the substituted player, Frankie Bisham. Well, his presence will be felt by its absence. He was a lone striker in a 4-2-3-1 formation, but he was getting through a power of work as American Samoa look to win the ball as high up the pitch as they can. A long, hopeful ball played forward. Well, halftime soon approaching, and I dare say it will give both coaches an opportunity just to get some words into their respective teams, because neither has been able to find a pattern of play and get a foothold in the match. An example there, an underhit pass from Fussy, and the foul to boot. So just small mistakes starting to creep in. Conditions playing a part. Rupini Fussy. It'll be Zach Manau. It was his delivery that very nearly opened the scoring. As Viliamu hobbles back to the field of play, still doesn't look 100% as Nathan Viliamu. No white shirts. Although the white shirts come streaming forward now, and it was a tackle that needed to be made by Gabriel Taumua. Well, he sensed the danger, didn't he, did Taumua, and just stepped in. Here he is now, back on the ball. His longer pass, I was going to say eventually finds a home, but possession turned over, and it's Vai. It's only as far as Viliamu, who just shift and swivel of the hips. It got a block on the way through, so that will be a corner. But he does not look comfortable, does he? So we could see changes to come at half-time. Shortly we'll find out how many minutes of additional time we'll be playing. I dare say it will be more than 5. We've had a number of players treated for injury. No cooling break. The water from the passing shower has put pay to that. And still, it's been a match that hasn't been able to get into any sort of a rhythm. And Norbert Hawata just wants to have a quick conversation inside the American Samoan penalty area. It's right inside the 6-yard box, in fact.
Ladies and gentlemen, there will be a minimum of 6
So
minutes.
we have
of
6
added
minutes to
time.
play of additional time. Salapu gets a good punch away and a good first touch as well. If this turns into a foot race, it could be interesting. Well, Jess Ibrom is incensed. He thinks the foul went the way of Samoa to begin with. It's been awarded to American Samoa. And this gives them a good attacking opportunity just before half-time. Well, it was a great first touch. He got a turn on and got his body across, did he, Harry Choate? And just the second grab was enough to earn the attentions of the referee. Teasing ball, comfortably held by the goalkeeper. But we've got an offside flag on the near side. Bernard Mutukera of the Solomon Islands, a pair of Solomon Islands assistant referees today. So not only have we got the 4 participating nations who have traversed the Pacific to be here, also our match officials from across Oceania as well. Norbert Hawata of Tahiti, the man in the middle. Our 4th official, Medrick Lacour of New Caledonia, and our 2 assistant referees from the Solomon Islands. There's a peek at the bench of Samoa, and for the second time in the half, it looks as though that rib of John Casey Ferreira Sala is giving him some problems. And it would be unprecedented, I would suggest, for Shani Simpson to have to make 3 substitutions in the first half. Just coming up to 4 p.m. local time. And a wonderful gesture by the Football Federation Samoa. They've opened the gates. Free entry for these matches. And there is some of the crowd enjoying themselves. There's a shot actually of the president of Football Federation American Samoa, Alex Godinay, who's made the trip from Pango to support his side. Well, they'll be happy with the work they've done so far, American Samoa. So often they begin any match as the underdog. Well, the signal I would suggest there was that we're not sure. Niki Salapu will use all of his 43 years of experience here just to slow this down as long as he can to allow his young defender, less than half his age, enough time to get the treatment that he needs to see whether he can continue. But American Samoa won't want to defend with 10 players for too long, as Setefano has a big win. And we're going to have another card here, and it is going to go the way of American Samoa. It's Michael Settle, and he picks up a yellow card. Just look to maybe lash out at Setefano. He gets a word from his teammate just to make sure you use your head. It was a big win from Setefano, wasn't it? And needs to be very, very careful there. It looked as though it was a kick out. Setefano has recovered enough to take the free kick for his side. And it looks as though we will get to half-time locked at 0-0. 6 minutes of time added on was the signal. As Luke Tolo Kent who's earned a number of caps in his short career, still very tender of age. It's set up invitingly for Dante Mariner. But his shot was always rising. A lot of his formative football taking place in Australia before moving to New Zealand, where he's currently playing at Nelson Suburbs. Jess Ibrom, who interestingly coached against Samoa in the OFC Men's Nations Cup. Now part of the coaching setup here in Apia. Just ran out of ideas. Did one of the substitutes. And the crowd flash up. And once again, we just see a little coming together of the two sides. That's a better clearance from Niki Salapu. Although they're not able to pick up the second ball. And Vai scampered clear, but not clear enough from the attentions of Ali'i Mitchell. And referee Norbert Hawata is 0-0. It's been a first half of few chances. I can report that Samoa came out of the changing rooms very determined. And you can see the way they line up here. They are ready to go. Maybe receiving a bit of a pep talk from their coach, Jess Ibrom. As Norbert Hawata gets us back underway. FIFA World Cup 26 Oceania qualifiers. American Samoa up against Samoa. Coming to you live from Apia, where the weather has been changeable. One of the beautiful frustrations of the Pacific is how changeable our weather can be. Started off today, beautiful sunshine. We have had a very heavy rain shower through the first half. Looks as though we will be more settled in the second half, but don't rule out the threat of bad weather coming in. You can see at the top of your picture, just in the beautiful picturesque mountains off the back, that there is some ominous rain clouds around. And if you're just tuning in, it is American Samoa in the navy blue strip, attacking the goal to the left of your picture. Their veteran goalkeeper, Niki Salapu, 43 years of age, in possession. And he has been thwarting the threat of Samoa in their change strip of all white. A reminder, this is a must-win fixture for these two sides. A loss will mean the end of the line in terms of progress to the next stage of the FIFA World Cup 26 Oceania qualifiers. A win will mean a fixture against Tonga back here on Monday. And just a reminder, an added piece of drama, or a subplot as well, we do have extra time. If we are tied at the end of 90 minutes, and if we can't find a winner at the end of that extra 30 minutes, we will have penalties. So balanced on a knife edge between these two proud nations, separated by a very small stretch of the Pacific Ocean. American Samoa made the short trip from Pangopango to Apia. Good punch clear by Samoa's goalkeeper Paul Taupau. The ball eventually finds its way back into the hands of the glovesman. American Samoa also enjoyed a trip to Hawaii as part of their preparation, as a ball is just whipped across the face of the 18-yard box towards one of the substitutes, and we've got a heavy challenge at the top of the penalty area, and it's the second of the two substitutes at halftime for Samoa, and he picks up a yellow card. So Alex Malaulu, thumbs up to his bench. Maybe a little bit of a rush of blood, the excitement of playing in a FIFA World Cup 26 Oceania qualifying match.
Alex Malaulu.
He was very late, wasn't he? Should have no surprise there as to picking up the yellow card. Challenge on Benjamin Stefanon, the other substitute for Samoa that was involved in that passage of play was Elton Lea'aitawa. And the two changes for American Samoa at halftime. Number 5, Ueli Tualau Lelei. And number 15, Vahatua. So already forced into 4 changes, American Samoa, from the starting 11. They are right in this match at 0-0. They rattled the crossbar in the first half. Niki Salapu came out and thwarted Nathan Viliamu. That was Samoa's best chance. But no real memorable moments of the match so far. And that's not going to make the highlights reel either. Up and over the crossbar. Only really troubling one of our ball kids, who's going to have to go and fetch that in the back of this fantastic complex that Football Federation Samoa call home. Not only do we have this facility in front of us, but also behind our broadcast position is another international standard football pitch, which was used for the OFC Under-19 Men's Championship that was recently held here in Samoa, as well as 2 more full-size training pitches, and also for Samoa as a heavy challenge goes by. It's been a hallmark of the first half is the coming together of these two teams. Nothing given. Everything is needing to be fought for. And we've got a foul committed. Now they came out determined, did Samoa. Back out onto their home pitch. There is the man charged with trying to mastermind a second victory at this level for American Samoa. That's Shani Simpson. They had Thomas Rongan, a man who earned a high level of fame in American Samoa for his exploits and leading their team to their first ever win. Great save! Well, Niki Salapu low and to his left. Well, the veteran proving unstoppable. Well, that was a marvelous piece. Look at how low he got down there to deny Stefano, the captain. Stefano comes forward again and off goes Samoa. Well, a captain's knock looking to spark his side into life. And they've earned themselves a free kick right on the edge of the American Samoan penalty area. Well, the adrenaline will be pumping through the veins of the 43-year-old goalkeeper. Calming influence at the back for American Samoa. Let's see how this free kick pans out for Samoa. Straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. Comfortable save, and he sets off a counter-attack for American Samoa. Heavy first touch, shows too much of the ball, and a little flick out at the end. Thought that might have earned the attention of Norbert Hawata. It was Peter Lovau. Just getting a little excited on the American Samoa team bench as well. Let's not forget, it's a once every 4-year opportunity. World Cup qualification doesn't come around all too often. Possession given away, and it breaks in favour of Samoa. Thought about a shot from distance, did Viliamu. In the end, looks to tee up his strike partner. This is a low shot which flashes across Salapu's goal. A little bit of theatrics from the veteran. Was always going wide. Jarvis for eye. Just cut back onto the right foot. Had the right idea and trying to make it difficult for the goalkeeper, just skidding it across that slippery surface. We had a very big downpour through the first half. Oh, good work. And how's the delivery? Well, a real tangle of bodies, and referee Norbert Hawata has pointed to the penalty spot. Well, I did think at first glance that he had a handful of his opponent. Protest from American Samoa. And we've got a yellow card flashed here as well. Well, it was a delightfully lofted ball into the area, and you can see there a handful of arm. It was great work down the left by Salisbury. And it looked as though it was Vahatua. Thumbs up from Hawata. Good cooperation between the match officials. They're all mic'd up and communicating to one another. His assistant Bernard Mutukera had a good look at it. So, is this the moment that sees Samoa take the lead? Or will there be another moment of magic by Niki Salapu? Bit of gamesmanship from the veteran. Looking to put Tumua off his stride. Now all the players come in. Tumua has the ball and has the responsibility. Setefano comes in. Well, Salapu could find his way into Hawata's notebook here as well. Now in the middle of that we had a yellow card to Austin Kaliopa. And it looks as though, has he managed to find his way into Norbert Hawata's notebook? He has. Well, none of this will be helping the nerves of Dilo Tumua. Here is Tumua as we near the hour mark of this tense match between Samoa and American Samoa. It's taken a long time to get to this point to take the penalty. Salapu has done his best to delay. His teammates have joined in, and now Tumua gives Samoa the lead. Well, will that release the pressure on the hosts? Dilo Tumua held his nerve. Well, it was a long time coming. Sent the goalkeeper the wrong way. And Dilo Tumua gives Samoa the lead here. Back underway, and it's Samoa who have a goal lead over American Samoa. Courtesy of a penalty. Slip at the back from Stefano. Well, it was great work from Luke Salisbury. It was his delivery into the penalty area. And off goes Viliamu. So Samoa with the advantage. And they will look to try and extend. No foul. We've got 4 American Samoan players in the referee's notebook. 2 from Samoa. Cleared away, but only as far as Choate. Well, will that be the moment that allows Samoa just to play with a bit more freedom without the fear of elimination or the risk of making an error? And for American Samoa, will that be the moment that kicks them into action to throw caution to the wind and chase this game? They started with a real sense of purpose. They've been racked with changes, having to make 4 amendments to their starting 11 already, and we've just ticked over the 1 hour mark. 2 changes for Samoa. And critically, they have the lead. Awaiting the winner of this match is Tonga. They will be interested spectators. A really impressive performance by Kilifi Uele's side earlier today. Off go Samoa through Mariner. And his ball not able to be kept under control. Haven't really been able to hold the ball for long periods of time, have Samoa. Goalkeeper just showing that he is competent with the ball at his feet. Maybe not something that his defenders would like to see too often outside the penalty area, trying to take on an oncoming American Samoan attacker. Not playing with that confidence. Well, good ball in the back here, and is that a challenge that wins the ball? Well, I thought for a moment that Hoata would consider the penalty spot again. In the end, it was a very well-timed tackle got a flag. On the far side and a player down. Looks as though that is Gabriel Taumua. He's okay and up and about again. He's going to keep pushing his side all the way. Big hitter one, and mistimed clearance only as far as the oncoming Samoan attackers. Eventually scrambled clear. It was a great save by Salapu moments earlier. All played over the top, cleared away. Only as far as Salisbury. Goalkeeper comes a long way and claims ahead of Lee Ayatawa. What do American Samoa have up their sleeve? Stefano showing his experience at the other end for his side. One of the few Samoan players to play in the OFC Champions League for a non-Samoan club, turning out for Hikari United. Over 10 years ago now. Hikari United, the Papua New Guinea powerhouse. Stefano making the trip right across the Pacific Ocean to Port Moresby. Also had a spell in New Zealand. Good work from Dante Mariner. And if he can link the play here, as the white shirts come forward, but once again, just that lack of cohesion or the final pass not sticking for Jess Ebrom's side. It's a penalty to that man, which is the difference between these two teams as it stands. Already over an hour of this match played. Into the final third we go. Positional reshuffle for American Samoa. So many changes for them to deal with. Playing themselves into a bit of trouble here. Crosses delivered over the top of Tumua. Here's a chance. Is this the second? Look to play. Well, I thought a shot was the option there. He looked to just dink it to the back post and try and find a white shirt. And looks as though we're going to have a substitution here, and it's going to be the goal scorer who makes way. So Dilo Tumua, after scoring the penalty to edge Samoa ahead, makes way for Ethan Stowers. Third substitution for Samoa. Awkward height for Luke Tolokent to deal with as well. That's a good ball into a lot of space. It's the new man, Stowers. Looks as though Nobe Hawata's picked up an infringement. Maybe a handball. Getting caught and getting frustrated now, American Samoa. So they concede another free kick. Stefano gets things underway. That cross is going to be too close to the goalkeeper. Set piece so crucial. Can become a frustrating watch if they are wasted, as Stefano's header nearly sells his goalkeeper short. Stowers passes wayward. And into the penalty area go American Samoa. But the battle between Stefano and Mitchell goes the way of the Samoan captain. It was a good pass, wasn't it? Stefano just showing his experience. Stepped across the American. More in here, but a heavy touch. Oh, that's here, right on the head of the goalkeeper. And Salapu is going to need treatment here. Well, I think the intentions were for the ball, but Elton Liaitawa maybe can count himself very, very lucky here. Salapu is going to need attention.
Yellow card for Samoa, number 21.
Well, it was a longer pass played through, a mistake at the back. And that heavy touch there allowed a chance for the goalkeeper. He had eyes for the ball, but really collected Salapu on the way through. This is going, I dare say, to be a long stoppage in play. Just getting some treatment there, Niki Salapu. Well, we've got some drama here because the yellow card has been cancelled and Nobe Hawata has upgraded it to a red card. Well, it seems as though it was a second yellow card, which then turned into a red card, but that gives us an opportunity to take a look at the Rexona unstoppable move of the match.
Red card to Samoa, number 21.
Well, it was from the penalty spot. And Dilo Tumua with an unstoppable penalty past Niki Salapu to give Samoa the advantage. And that unstoppable move of the match is presented to you by Rexona. Get 72-hour non-stop protection. So a double yellow card to Elton Liaitawa sees Samoa now with 10 men for the rest of the match. Niki Salapu has not moved much from that spot. There will be some concern, no doubt, amongst the American Samoan team for their veteran goalkeeper. They have a numerical advantage over Samoa now. 11 v 10. Salapu is back up. Looks as though his eyebrow has been split open. Well, the initial first real look that we have had at a potential concussion substitution. Salapu was up and he looks okay. So to recap, Samoa took the lead from the penalty spot from Dilo Tumua. And then moments later, a heavy touch from substitute Elton Liayatawa resulted in a heavy collision with Niki Salapu. He was subsequently sent off. Salapu is back up on his feet, and this match will continue. And it will be the 10 men of Samoa looking to hold out their neighbours, American Samoa. And at stake, a place in match day 2 against Tonga, who earlier today triumphed 3-1 over the Cook Islands. Well, if you're enjoying this World Cup 26 Oceania qualifiers action, there's plenty more for you to look forward to as well. The winner of this round 1 stage, they will enter round 2. Salapu claims that looping header. And round 2 will feature stops in Vanuatu, Fiji, New Zealand and Papua New Guinea, as the road to the FIFA World Cup 26 winds its way across the Pacific Ocean and through the member associations that make up the Oceania Football Confederation. And don't forget as well, as the Men's World Cup action, we've got the OFC Under-16 Women's Championship kicking off in Suva, Fiji this weekend. And that in itself is a historic occasion. For the very first time, there will be 2 places at the FIFA U17 Women's World Cup up for grabs. And rounding out our OFC competitions calendar for 2024, it will be the OFC Beach Soccer Men's Nations Cup, to be held for the very first time in the Solomon Islands. For so long, Tahiti has been the venue for that competition, and it'll be wonderful to return back to the Solomons. And all of those matches of the OFC U16 Women's Championship and OFC Beach Soccer Men's Nations Cup available for you right here on FIFA Plus. So, can American Samoa claw their way back into this match? They trail by a goal to nil, a penalty converted by Dilo Tumua right on the 1 hour mark. And then 12 minutes later, a red card. Expect to see a bit of this as we enter the final stages of the match. Samoa look to manage their lead with 10 men. as Jefferson Fa'amatau comes into the match, replacing Nathan Viliamu. Mariner gets collected, and Samoa look to get on with it. Tualaulele had the presence of mind just to get in front of the ball and slow that down after the foul by Lauva'au. Wayward free kick straight into Salapu's hands. As we tick towards the final 10 minutes of regulation time, Salapu needed a lot of attention to close up that eyebrow, so expect to see some time added on. Got a player caught in the advertising hoardings on the far side. I think it was Ethan Stowers got his boot caught underneath the pitch side advertising. Real display of colour, signifying the FIFA World Cup 26. There's a real battle between these two sides. We've been privy to all afternoon. Looks as though we've got an American Samoan defender down with a touch of cramp again. Really expending a lot of energy. It may look overcast out on your picture, wherever you're tuning in from, and a special talofa to our friends in American Samoa. But I can assure you that at ground level, humidity up around 75–80%, and the temperature in the very high 20s. We had up to 10 minutes of additional time in our first match between the Cook Islands and Tonga at the conclusion of the second half. We could well be up around that same mark for this match. We are in the last 10 minutes of regulation time. What will Norbert Hawata and his team of officials come up with? Well, we've got another 8 minutes or so to wait until that decision. As a reverse pass, not able to elicit an attack. Salapu still wanting to move his team forward. Goes long again. Choate able to comfortably deal with that. He's been strong at the back together with Andrew Setefano. Has Harry Choate. That's not going to trouble Taupau in goal for Samoa, who really hasn't had to make a save as such. Was almost caught out early on in the match as American Samoa played a long free kick into the penalty area, misjudged by the defenders, but not able to get a clean header on despite a lack of strong contact. It did do enough to bounce off the crossbar. That's a foul. Luke Tolo-Kent.
Substitution for American Samoa, number 6.
And we've got a change.
To be replaced by number 17, Mark Nelisi.
So Mark Nelisi will come in for Gabriel Taumua. Another one of the teenage brigade, 18 years of age. Nelisi Makes his way out to the right-hand side of the back four. Shani Simpson's side. Helped on. That stop-start nature of the first half continuing through the second. Yellow card flashed there. It's a substitute.
Yellow card for Samoa, number 18, Jefferson Fa'amatau.
Jefferson Fa'amatau. Both players just full-blooded challenge. Well, the restarts have been very scrappy between these two sides. I just saw Andrew Stefano take a seat on the FFS football stadium pitch. Seen a little bit of that between the two sides as the free kick heads towards goal. Misjudged and a foul conceded. So a lot of whistle in the second half. Tension really starting to build here. Delivery into the penalty area. See the cry of Stefano backed into by Stevanon. Well, we draw towards the conclusion of match day 1 of the FIFA World Cup 26 qualifiers here in Oceania. Hope you've enjoyed the coverage brought to you so far, wherever you're tuning in from. Little tip of the cap to a retiring FIFA match official in Mark Rule, tuning into this broadcast back in Aotearoa, New Zealand. Thank you for your service. And thanks for joining us on the broadcast. There's a clever pass through from Luke Tolo-Kent, and it was Stowers reacting quickest. Just not able to keep that volley down. Well, they've showed flashes, Samoa. Never really rising to perhaps the heights that we have expected or seen in the past. They qualified out of a similar competition to make the final stage of the OFC Men's Nations Cup earlier this year, defeating Tonga 4-1 and the Cook Islands 1-0. As the sun just starts to bathe the FFS football stadium. Really does make the task difficult, the changeable weather conditions. This is a big opportunity for American Samoa. We've been bathed in sunshine. We've had absolutely driving rain. And for a brief moment, the sunshine peeked through. A great angle there of maybe that's going through the head of Ali'i Mitchell. He does elect to go for goal, and the wall does its job, but we've got a handball, and American Samoa will advance the free kick another 10 yards. Well, this is another big opportunity. Mitchell will get a second bite at the cherry. He was going direct for goal, wasn't he? And just striking the arm of Samoan defender. And now it's an even more appealing chance for American Samoa. Well, there's extra time on the cards. We head towards the 90th minute of regulation. I dare say we will have over 5 minutes at least of time added on. Mitchell straight at the goalkeeper, and he grabs it at the second attempt. Well, that could have gone anywhere. Greasy conditions. Shani Simpson ruining that, and they go close again to American Samoa. Samoa doing their utmost to keep the fans' attention in this one. Well, it was Mitchell again. Well, they're into game management territory now, Samoa. It was back to the goalkeeper and just undercooked the pass to Harry Choate. That could have gone horribly wrong for Samoa. And as it stands, we're going to have 9 minutes of time added on. So still enough for American Samoa to write another historical chapter in their football history. Don't forget, this is the ground they won their very first Senior Men's International. Happened to be a World Cup qualifier as well. They beat Tonga. They trailed by a 1-0 against the hosts Samoa. It's been a tense match, really speaking to the gravity of the situation that both these teams find themselves in. For some, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to play in a World Cup qualifier. For others, like Niki Salapu and Andrew Setefano, this is another campaign in an already packed career full of highs and lows. Offside flag on the near side. Bernard Mutukera. And a sense of anticipation from the American Samoan fans. How desperately would they love to see their side equalise. And they've won a corner. Setefano under pressure. They commit numbers forward. The navy blue shirts, all 10 outfield players head towards the penalty area. Lone figure of Salapu in the backfield. Delivery key. Chance to show off a little bit of juggling. While Norbert Hawata has a word with those inside the 6-yard box of Samoa. Here's the delivery. It's an in-swinger. A white head. Delivered low and straight into the gleeful arms of the goalkeeper. Enough for Andrew Setefano to crack a half smile. He knows if his team can keep a clean sheet, they will book a spot in match day 2 against Tonga. What a clash that will be. If you thought the rivalry between Samoa and American Samoa is a fierce one, I can assure you that between Samoa and Tonga is just as passionate, if not more. No whistle from Hawata. And Va'ai, with a full-blooded challenge, concedes the throw in. And Salapu's clearance only as far as the Samoan head, but a lazy run back by Jarvis Vai sees him caught offside and provides a free kick opportunity for Niki Salapu to launch it forward towards the Samoan goal. So, Niki Salapu, he's going to hit this towards his opposite numbers goal. Starting to get into hidden hope time. And the kitchen sink will be thrown, I'm sure, at the Samoan goal as they try to find a way back into this match. But off go Samoa. 4 minutes of time added on to play. Mariner. It's been an assured performance in the middle of midfield. Salapu comes a long way. And we've got a whistle. Foul on the goalkeeper. Smile from Jefferson for Amatau. Stefano with another big header. Time ticks away for American Samoa. They launch it forward. Once again, touch just lets Steven on down, and he just kicks out at his opposite. A tired challenge there. Well, both sets of players, they look out on their feet, don't they? It is their time for one last push from American Samoa. Helped on, but only as far as Choate. Salisbury. That's a clever pass. Off goes Vai. And he rolls it home. Jarvis Vai. Well, right at the death. Samoa extend their lead. And they've had to battle ever so hard. Well, absolutely exhausted. It was a delightful ball down the left-hand side. Vai had a lot to do, but he set sail, skipped inside the defender, and rolled it in at the near post.
Goal for Samoa, number 10.
Well, it was a tired American Samoan regard.
The score is now American
As the heavens open here at FFS Football Stadium.
And the substitution for Samoa, number 10, Jarvis Vai, to be replaced by number 16.
So Jarvis Vai, deep into extra time, is enough time for one last substitution. And it is the goal scorer who makes way for Tuitele. So in the 9th minute of stoppage time, Samoa extend their lead to 2-0. And that will surely be enough to guarantee them a match against Tonga on Monday at 3 p.m. local time. What a match that will be. And Norbert Hoata blows the final whistle here at FFS Football Stadium.